Going to the grocery store, it seems like it should be simple, right? But it can feel a little tricky when you're doing it in a new language. So today, we're going to break down exactly what to say and do, from the second you walk in to the moment you pay. Let's jump right in.
Okay, just picture this. You wake up, you're hungry, you open the fridge, and it's completely empty. We have all been there. It's a problem everyone understands. But thankfully, the solution is pretty clear, and usually delicious. So, let's look at this like it's a mission. And what's your goal? To solve that empty fridge problem, of course. By the end of this, you are going to have all the English phrases you need to make every single trip to the supermarket a total success.
Yeah, it really boils down to this. The problem? You're hungry, and that fridge is bare. The solution? A successful trip to the supermarket. Our whole goal here is just to make that trip as easy and stress-free as possible.
All right, mission accepted. You've arrived, you're standing at the entrance of the store, so what is the very first thing you need to do?
Well, before you can even think about grabbing milk or bread or anything else, you need something to put it all in. So, what do you grab?
That's right, a basket or maybe a shopping cart if you're buying a lot. But what if you don't see them right away? Here's your go-to phrase. Excuse me, where are the baskets, please? It's simple, it's direct, and adding excuse me and please just makes everything go smoother. And this brings us to a really powerful idea that we can call the polite strategy. Now, think of it this way. Being polite isn't just about being nice. It's a tool. It's a communication superpower. Using these simple words is honestly the most effective way to get the help you need, without any confusion.
Okay, so you've got your basket, you know all about the polite strategy. Now, let's actually put it to use to find what you need in the store. You've got your shopping list, but man, these stores can be like a maze. The eggs could be anywhere. So how do you ask a store employee for help finding something specific? It's really as simple as asking, where can I find the eggs? And obviously, you can just swap out eggs for anything on your list. They'll probably point you in the right direction, maybe say something like, oh, they're in aisle 3. Easy. All right, you found what you're looking for, but wait, the price isn't marked? It happens all the time. So what's the easy, polite way to ask how much something costs?
You can just hold up the item and ask, how much is this, please? See? That one little word at the end, please, just keeps the whole interaction super friendly and really smooth.
Okay, you have totally mastered the basics. You're doing great. Now let's level up with a couple of techniques that are going to help you sound way more like a native speaker.
So this first one is a really powerful technique called label the world. The whole idea is to train your brain to stop translating. So instead of, seeing an apple, thinking of the word in your own language, and then finding the English word, you just learn to connect the image of the apple directly to the word apple.
It's a really simple 3-step process. First, you see the object. Second, you think the English word for it. And third, this is the most important part, you cut out the middleman. No translating from your native language. This is how you start to actually think in English, and trust me, that is a total game changer.
Okay, here is another fantastic tip for sounding more natural. Use quantifiers. So, instead of just saying, I need milk, you'd say, I need a carton of milk. Or instead of bread, you'd say, a loaf of bread. As you can see with these examples for milk, bread, or rice, it's a small change, but it makes your English sound much more specific and way more fluent.
All right, you're almost there. Your cart is full, you've used your new phrases, and now it's time for the final stage of the mission, paying for everything, and then figuring out how to keep practicing. You've made it to the checkout line. This is the final step, the last interaction. So let's make sure we get the language just right.
Now, here is a small but really important detail that trips up a lot of learners. In a restaurant, you ask for the check or the bill. But in a grocery store, the cashier just tells you the total. Knowing this one little difference just makes the whole thing go that much smoother.
So, here are the essential phrases you need for the checkout. To ask about payment, you can say, do you take credit cards? When you're handing over your card or cash, a simple, here you are, is perfect. And of course, always, finish with a friendly thank you and have a nice day. Before we wrap this up, I want to share something that's super important. When you're learning a new language, you are going to make mistakes, and that is absolutely okay. In fact, it's better than okay. Mistakes are your friends. Every single time you make one, it's a chance to learn something new and get better. So please, don't be afraid to try. So, how do you keep this progress going? Here are a few powerful tips. First, consistency is everything.
Even just 5 or 10 minutes every day makes a huge difference. Another great tip? Just describe the food in your own kitchen, out loud. I know it might feel silly at first, but trust me, it works. When you speak to yourself, your brain will follow your mouth.
And just like that, your grocery mission is complete. You did it. So before you go, we have one question for you. What is the one thing you always buy at the supermarket? Let us know in the comments below. It is the perfect way to practice your new vocabulary. Thanks for joining us, and happy shopping!